David Shaw here with another off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., come visit my site, offtherecordtours.com. Let's go. When Arlington Cemetery opens in 1864, being buried here simply meant your family was too poor to bring your body back home. In a previous episode, we talked about how Arlington transformed itself from a potter's field to the national shrine that we know it as today, to a place where being buried here is the highest honor a nation can bestow on those who have served in the military. There are more than 400,000 people buried here at Arlington Cemetery, with another 25 being added every weekday. That means space is running out at Arlington Cemetery. After President Kennedy was laid to rest here in 1963, the cemetery became so popular that the eligibility for burial was tightened in 1967 and 1977. To accommodate the continued need for space, this section of the cemetery was opened in 2018, and an additional 70-acre section that will encompass the U.S. Air Force Memorial will be added in a few years. But even with these expansions, Arlington will reach its capacity in 2050. So once again, after significant public input, the cemetery is tightening the eligibility requirements of who can be buried here at Arlington. Under the proposed rules, to have your ashes or body placed in the ground at Arlington, you must have been killed in action or died as a result of operations related to combat, received the Medal of Honor, or the Distinguished Service Cross, or the Silver Star, or the Purple Heart. Have been a prisoner of war, served as President or Vice President of the United States, or have been a veteran with armed conflict service who also served out of uniform as a government official in a position of significant responsibility, or be the spouse or dependent child of any of those named above. Those eligible for above-ground inurnment include World War II era veterans, retirees who are eligible to receive retirement pay, veterans who have served a minimum of 2 years on active duty and who have served in armed conflict, veterans without armed conflict service but who have also served out of uniform as a government official in a position of significant responsibility. None of the proposed rules change eligibility at any of the 150 Department of Veterans Affairs cemeteries or the 116 state veterans cemeteries. The new rules will add 150 years to the cemetery's active life, and that will ensure that Arlington will continue to commemorate new chapters in our American story. Well, I hope you enjoyed that off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., things seen and unseen, arrange your tour of your nation's capital at offtherecordtours.com. Until then, I'm David Shaw.